3,000. That's right, we've flipped more than 3,000 profitable houses and can teach you how to do the same thing. Click the Academy link for your free roadmap to financial freedom. All right, so today I want to talk to you about common mistakes that I've made in the past. You know, I'm sure mistakes that some of you have made in the past, but most importantly, hopefully as a result of this, these are mistakes that you could avoid making in the future. So when I got started in this business many years ago, literally in the first 6 months, I lost about $500,000. And when I say I lost it, I mean I literally lost it. It wasn't like I over-mortgaged, over-leveraged myself. This was mistakes I made, never to be recovered. And the biggest reason, the number one reason I made those mistakes was the information that I was getting. And if I even narrow it down beyond the information I was getting, it was really information I was getting from one real estate agent. See, when I got started, I got excited. I got hooked up with what back then I thought was a really top-of-the-line agent. And as a matter of fact, he was a top-of-the-line agent. You know, he was the most prominent in areas I was investing in and things like that. And the other thing is, as a new investor back then, I wanted to do things. You know, we as investors sometimes, we kind of will certain deals to happen for no other reason, just out of sheer excitement, just wanting to do it. And so I was listening to him, and I was really wanting to do it. I was like looking for reasons to do deals. And make a long story short, I bought 6 properties. Every single one of those I made, you know, big mistakes on all the way through the process. But my biggest mistake was that I just bought them wrong. And again, in the end, everything coupled together, you know, 6-figure, huge losses. But here's the things that I learned from those mistakes. You have to learn to check and double check and triple check, and you have to learn to put the right parameters. You put the right, what I call fail-safe mechanisms in your deals. So let me tell you about an experience that I'm kind of going through right now, almost parallel to what I was going through back then, but how I'm handling differently. So now, outside of, you know, my stronghold here is obviously in the Georgia market, but I also do investing in other states. So one of the states I'm totally over the top excited about is Florida, and we're doing deals in Jacksonville. And in Jacksonville, it's a little bit different model than we have here in Atlanta. So it's a new market, it's a new model, it's new people, at least the people that are in Jacksonville. So it could be said it's like a brand new business model we're developing here. So let me walk you through a deal a real life deal that I'm doing there right now, and how I'm treating it differently than I did from when I got started, and really how you need to treat your deals, especially if you're not sure about something. So I kind of wrote this ahead of time so we could follow it. So there's a property I'm buying right now. The purchase price for it is $143,000. Now the thing about Jacksonville is these properties, whereas here in Atlanta I could flip and wholesale a lot of our properties ahead of time, there I actually have to go in and purchase a lot of them, because it's a different model, different market, different ways of doing things. So purchase price is $143,000. Again, very parallel to what I had to do when I got started. I had to buy real estate. But watch all the fail-safe mechanisms that are in this property that will not cause me to lose even 1 second of sleep over it at night. So watch what we've done. Number one, we already have a sales contract on this property to sell it. We're buying it for $143,000. We've already got a contract on it for somewhere in the $250,000 range. So here's the thing. The spread is so huge that gives me the comfort level. You know, if the spread was only like 5 or 10K, I'd be a little concerned. We got a huge spread on it. Number two, we got that contract literally before we even put it in the market. Literally one call from our local individual in Jacksonville sold that property. So it gives me a comfort level. We have a contract ahead of it. It's a huge spread. It took one call to get that contract. More fail-safe mechanisms. I actually had 3 different realtors look at this property. One is our main guy there. His name's Ken. Ken's in charge of selling all of our real estate. He's the one who actually made that call. But forget the contract. Ken gave us a very good opinion on what the property should be. And again, his opinion was somewhere in a 230 to 250 range. Number two, we actually had another realtor go into this property and look at this property who's already selling properties right inside that same subdivision,
who knows that subdivision and those properties better than somebody that's doing deals in it? So we had another one. And number 3, I had another guy, his name's Pete also, who's a friend of mine. We've done business before in Florida. He's a very big broker there. He's not really close to Jacksonville, but he's got a sub-office in Jacksonville. So I asked him to have one of his agents look in there. We got a contract. We got a huge spread. It took 1 call to make it. I had 3 separate realtor agents' opinions on this property that were doing the right things. But beyond that, I even foolproof the whole thing by going through a full-fledged appraisal, which I'm spending some money on and doing it. You see? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 fail-safe mechanisms in this deal. Now, is it possible to that deal to go sideways? I guess there's some ways of twisting it around to make something go wrong, but I feel very confidently about that deal. And so whether you're brand new in the business, or you're brand new in the market, or you're brand new in a strategy, or beyond everything, you have to put money into a deal, I suggest having 4 or 5 separate fail-safe mechanisms in there. A checklist of things that verify your numbers. That's really the key thing. You got to get your numbers verified. And if your numbers are verified from independent people doing independent inspections, giving you independent opinions, and you have multiple of them, in my opinion, that's the best way to bulletproof yourself in this business. So I challenge you, in your next deal, go through that. You may be pleasantly surprised and kind of prove to yourself you're on the right track, but at the same time, you may catch something in that due diligence period that may actually reverse you and keep you from making a mistake. Hey, I hope that helps.